You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'.
What is going down? What is going down? It's your boy, Studio MacGyver, and this is Random Gameplay Pimpin'. If you're into anime, if you are into nerd culture, and most importantly, video games, guess what? You come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is podcast episode 439, and do we have a doozy for you today? Lots of stuff to break down, get into. Oh man, bear with me, guys. It's a long day, but we had a couple of big events. We had Sony State of Play, which they don't do often. Okay, and we also have a Summer's Game Fest that really took me by surprise, and I know I'm not the only one. Okay, on these announcements, so we're gonna get to all that. I'm going to talk a little bit about my anime watch list, which is very brief, and then we're going to get into these games, okay? So let's go ahead and just start now, and let's get on with the anime watch list. And there's one new one I've been watching, and it goes by the name of Kill Blue, okay? It's about a assassin who, older guy. I think he's almost around 40 years old, something like that. And something happens. He gets bit by this crazy bug, and he gets turned into a 13-year-old. And so it just so happens that his agency that he works for, whatever, is trying to infiltrate a certain company who has a family member who goes to that school. And so they plant him there. And I'll just stop there. Okay, you can use your imagination, take it wherever you want to take it. And it's really good. So I think I've watched maybe 6 episodes in. I don't think it's complete yet. But I have binged 6 episodes so far, and it's definitely worth your time. So if you're into that story backdrop, then you should probably check this one out. There's so many great ones, but this is definitely one that caught my attention. So the anime, again, for the last time, is called Kill Blue. Check it out on Crunchyroll, guys. You won't be disappointed. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into this the Sony State of Play. Oh, man. Let me just say that almost every game that they showed here was pretty dope. Well, I'm not going to say every game. I'm getting that confused with the Summer Game Fest announcements, because pretty much what they dropped, I want to say 90% of what they dropped was fire. So surprised me. Everybody heard, what everybody was talking about, the last one that Jeff Keighley did, and how they ended that one on a game that was just kind of just trash, flatlined within a year's time. And so they wanted to save face, and they wanted to bring a show, and a good one at that. But I'll get into that on the second half of this show. But right now we're talking about Sony State of Play, which Sony fans, if you are out here, then we've been waiting for this. Should have worn my Sony hat for this episode, but it is what it is. I'm wearing my Squaresoft hat. But anyway, they had some bangers. Of course, everybody's waiting on Wolverine, and they did not disappoint. I'm going to get to that, but I'm going to go down a list on some other games as well. And I'm going to start with Bancho the Chef. Now, if you guys are familiar with this character, he's a character in the game Dave the Diver. And this game is apparently going to be a prequel, and it's going to be focused on him. So pretty good trailer. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Bancho the Chef. If you know anything about Dave the Diver, then you know that game is awesome and you need to play it. And I've said my piece. Moving on, let's go with the next game, Control Resonant. And this has been a game that a lot of people have been curious about, myself included, because I'm a big fan of Control and what went down in that whole game, the lore, everything about that game is crazy. And that's not the only game that's connected. There's other games that are connected as well. But the one that is most connected is going to be this game to Control, because in the Control Resonant, you play as the protagonist who was in the last game, the female protagonist. You play her brother in this one. And they have pretty different styles as well. So I'm interested to see how this game is going to, I guess, flesh out the rest of the story, the rest of the lore. And I'm probably going to have to go back and play Control again just to refresh my mind on what the hell is going on, or at least watch some sort of, deep dive video to get myself caught up to date. But I'm one of those guys that would rather play than to look at a video. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be dope. And it comes out September 24th. Now, the one bad thing that I'd have to say about these last couple events when it comes to video games is the release dates on a lot of these games. There's a shit ton of games that are coming out in September. Okay. And a couple games I thought was coming out and they were listed as September. And then when this came out, when these events came out, they changed it, and they had to. Everybody is trying to get the fuck out of the way of GTA. Nobody wants to be in or around GTA. And that's respectable if you're a businessman and you're trying to sell some games. You don't want to be having somebody having to choose between this game and that game, and they are going GTA. Now, of course, there are going to be players who are going to choose their said game they've been looking forward to. We're not talking about casual gamers. Casual gamers are the ones who are going to buy the most games. A lot of us are niche gamers for certain genres and things of that nature, and that's cool and that's honorable, and that's what it is. But there's the majority of people who buy games. They are regular people who they know nothing about the deep dive. They know nothing about what goes on behind closed doors in the gaming sector and all of that. And they just want what everybody's talking about, the hottest game, right? You got the Madden players, you got the FIFA soccer players, you got the, the Call of Duty players. These guys are what I'm talking about. And then a game like GTA 6 is going to be in that same category. Okay, this game is going to sell millions. I mean, it's going to make a shit ton of money. And so nobody wants to be in the wake of that. If you have to choose between that and another game, they're going to go with GTA all the time because they're just familiar with that game. I'm not talking about niche gamers like ourselves and the likes of that. We know what we want. Yes, we do want to play GTA as well, but there's other games on our list that we are excited about too. But that's why everybody's getting out of the way of it. But September has a lot of fucking games, and you got to be real careful. Real careful with your pocketbook, man, in September. That's all I'm saying. A lot of games aren't going to make the cut. They're just not going to make it because the money's not going to be there. But anyway, so that to say that Control Resonant is coming out on the 24th. So it's a game I definitely want to pick up and play, but it won't be September because I'm picking up Wolverine. And yeah, that's what I'll be putting. Now, October, I have another game on my list. And Control Resonant just missed the cut on that. And I'll get into that as well in Two Shakes of a Lamb's Tail. But let's move on. Dune Awakening. That one is coming out for PlayStation on September 22nd. Another game in September. Now, this game has already been released on PC. Matter of fact, my best friend has already played it. I've listened to his war-torn stories about this game, but it now finally comes to PS5. So if anybody wants to get their hands on that and you're into the Dune universe, hey, there's something there for you, right? Not my cup of tea. But hey, who knows? It's an online game as well. Just thought I'd add that as well. So just be aware of that. Next game on this list, guys, is No Rest for the Wicked. This one finally is dropping October on the console. And it's also another game that's been early access for some time now on PC. And a lot of people love it. Okay, they've had lots of updates. Things have been changed for the better for what I've been hearing. And, there we are on that. Next game on this list is Onimusha, Way of the Sword. This is a game I've been highly anticipating, guys. I'm a big Onimusha fan from the PlayStation 2 days. Played every last one of them. And this game right here, though, is a rendition of that. It's just a up-to-date version. It's a new story, a new protagonist, and there's a live demo out right now. And I've actually played the demo. It's only about 30-40 minute demo. You can take your time. You might be able to stretch it for 45 minutes to an hour or something like that. But I played it. Capcom is out here cooking. Okay, Capcom is out here cooking. They've been cooking. But this game, and I'm glad the demo came out because this game comes out September 25th. Okay, just 10 days after Wolverine. And man, there's just so many games coming out, and you really got to choose wisely. And playing that demo just gave me enough to where I could say, okay, is this something that I just can't wait to play, can't wait to get my hands on? And it didn't give me that vibe. It gave me a vibe of a great game, that it's going to be a very solid game, but it didn't give me personally the vibe that this is going to trump Wolverine. Okay, and so that's why Wolverine still reigns supreme and still holds the crown for September for me. And that's if considering I'm buying one game per month, right? That's kind of like the thing I'm on right now, one game per month. Then Wolverine is going to win that battle. Now, moving on to the next game, though. Until Dawn 2 was announced. And if you're a fan of those games, get ready for it because it has been announced now. There's not been a release date associated with this, guys. It's just a trailer, and everybody's letting everybody know that it is a thing and it is coming out. So I'm assuming maybe like 2027 sometime. But any updates come up, I will definitely let you guys know. Now here's the next game, Silent Hill Townfall. This one is coming out September 24th. Like I said, September is just killing it. They're doing a lot of shit. And so with this game here, this one, I've heard people say that it's a hiding simulator. Okay. The protagonist is basically, he has no weapons. He has nothing really but this hand device. Think of Alien Isolation-esque. Okay. Think of something like that. And he has no way to fight. All he can do is run and hide. Okay. So, if you're into that type of horror, and you just want to be scared shitless, then this may be that thing for you. Now, I know a lot of Silent Hill fans are going to probably look into this one, pick this one up just for the sake of it being in the Silent Hill universe. And, kudos to you if you do that. I love Silent Hill. There's certain Silent Hill games that I like more than others. This game didn't resonate with me. I'm a kind of horror type of person that likes to, it's cool to run and hide, but it's also, also cool to be able to defend yourself and go on the offensive from time to time. And this game, from the looks of it, isn't going to let you do that. Now, they could be hiding some stuff. They could be holding some stuff back. I don't know. There have been games that have done this type of thing before where you think you're not going to have any weapons, and it is what it is. Even Alien Isolation, not to spoil anything, but there are eventually weapons in this game if you make it that far, but that's another story. But yeah, man, I just thought I'd let you guys know that is another game on the list. And the next game is Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. This one is coming out in August. I'm a huge fan of these guys and what they did with Dragon Ball Fighters. And I love what they did with that. And I think I'm also going to love what they've done in the Marvel Universe. Captain America's there, one of my favorite Marvel characters. So, I'm pretty much sold on this when it comes out. There's still a lot of fighting games that I want to get and I want to get my hands on. I haven't had time to or the money to get all of these games. I still haven't gotten Tekken 8, believe it or not. Still have not gotten Tekken 8. And I want Tekken 8, okay, because I want to play Clive, believe it or not, and some other characters as well. But I have a fighting game channel that I have not launched yet. I haven't had time. I got multiple channels that I'm trying to work on now. Hands are full, but when I get some time, eventually I would like to go over there and start contributing to that channel. And that channel is called Just Your Average Fighter. And it represents me. I'm not one of these pros out here. I'm not out here trying to rack up so many wins. I love fighting games because they're just fun to play. And I just love the art of learning your character and falling in love with your favorite characters and just taking them out there and, win, lose, or draw. That's your boy. So be looking out for that channel at some time. I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. But, I've made a whole bunch of YouTube channels based on a lot of my favorite hobbies and things I like to do. So when I do get time and something comes up, I'm able to kind of, share that with the people who fuck with me. So that's kind of like my angle on that. But anyway, looking forward to playing that game. Definitely. and I'll keep you guys posted. Next game on the list, we got Ill. Now, this game here, I talked about this game a while back. I've seen some trailers on it before, and this is a first-person horror game. Now, I don't really go for a lot of the first-person horror games. That's not my thing. I'm more a third-person guy. But if I had to pick any game that I could imagine in my mind and I would want to play, and it had to be a first-person game, Ill would be it. Okay, this game looks amazing. The game looks amazing. The premise looks awesome. I cannot wait to play this. This for me, this is going to be a day fucking one game. Day one game. If you haven't seen the trailers, check it out. It's called Ill, ILL, guys. You got to check this one out if you're into horror, and you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love it. I love what they've been able to do with the first person camera. I don't remember seeing anything this potent as far as that's concerned. Like, there was a part in this trailer where he was walking on the ledge. I think he crawled out of a window and he was kind of shimmying, across this ledge from one window to another window, and he was looking down, and you could actually see like his body, like you could see his chest, his stomach, his legs, all the way down to his feet. The way that they use the camera in this, it's like, it makes it ultra realistic to me. You really feel like you're in the game, like you're super all the way in there. So I really can't wait for this game. I can't believe I'm saying this about a first person game, but bro, this one is going to blow all the other ones, I think, out of the fucking water. Keep your eyes out for this one. There's no release date, but it does say 2027. So keep an eye out on this one, guys. I would definitely do the same. All right, moving forward, let's talk about a game that goes by the name of Rayman. Some of you guys know of Rayman. Excuse me, I said Rayman. Rayman Legends Untold. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Legends Retold. If you're a Rayman fan, hey, this is for you. I know a lot of people who were, a lot of old school gamers who really grew up with Rayman, and they can't wait to play this. I'm not, that kind of guy. That's not really my cup of tea. But hey, I'm not here to hate on anybody else's parade. Just letting you guys know that this game is a thing. I didn't believe I caught a release date on this one yet, but I'll keep you posted. Anyway, next game on the list, a game that goes by the name of Stuntman Hollywood. And the trailer blew me away because I think it was in a car from Back to the Future, and then it was in another, I think, in the Knight Rider vehicle. I was like, what the hell is going on here? I thought it was a Knight Rider game. No. Then I thought, what are you guys doing? It's the Back to the Future game. No, it's not. It's a game about stuntmen, and it looks pretty cool. And that's about all I know about the game. I don't know anything about a release date either on this. Just keep posted. Probably 2027. A lot of these games, if there's no release date, when I was watching, it's probably going to be a good 2027 before it comes out. So be looking out for that. Stuntman Hollywood. Okay, we're getting towards the bottom of the list. This game goes by the name The Lost Wild. Okay, and at first I saw this. I said, "Yo, this looks like a Jurassic Park game, right?" Because they had dinosaurs, they had people trying to survive, and all this type of stuff. But no, it's not. It's just it's a game with dinosaurs apparently, and it's coming out in 2027, and that's about all I know so far about this game. But hey, it is what it is. Let's move on. Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis. This one's coming out February 12th. All my Tomb Raider fans out there, get ready. And so yeah, that's that. Most of us are familiar with Tomb Raider. All right, Wolverine, of course. This was coming out September 15th. It's my game of September, and a lot of people may be their game of the year. They showed us an extensive, long gameplay of video footage of what was going on and some of the things you could do. What I really loved about this game is that the environments are really interactive as far as how you can deal with your enemies and stuff like that. Like, it looks really good, man. It looks good, and I already know because these are the same guys who did the Spider-Man games. I was talking to a friend, and he was like, "Man, I wonder what costumes they're gonna have." I said, "Oh, they're gonna have some costumes because towards the end of the trailer, they were showing Wolverine in different scenarios, and he was in different costumes throughout his journey. He was in a suit and tie, like a tuxedo. He was doing some samurai shit." Like, they're gonna take you through all these walks of life in this game, so you're gonna get to have different costumes, and I'm sure you're going to be able to choose and unlock different costumes, just like in the Spider-Man game. So rest assured, the costumes are going to be plentiful for this game, guys. Please don't get it twisted, and I'm looking forward to that too. What favorite costume am I going to be wearing? Like, there's so many awesome ones. There's so many good ones. So who knows what you guys are going to be wearing? I can't wait to play this game. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, that's my September game, man. September 15th. If you haven't seen the breakdown, I think it's like a 20-minute video, and you can see it online. Go to YouTube, check it out, man, if you're curious. This is also a PlayStation exclusive, so yeah, that cuts a little deep, no pun intended. But anyway, there you have it. Two other games on this list before I move on, and these are two games that I am highly also anticipating. And one of them is Phantom Blade Zero, guys. I've said it and I'll say it again. I love this game so far, and I cannot wait. We've already got extensive trailers on this game. I think there's a trailer out for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. This is some long trailers out here, okay, on this game already. They're confident in this game. Prior to this event taking place, guys, this game was listed for September. Okay, it was actually supposed to come out, I want to say, a week before Wolverine. And then they changed the release date. They moved it, thank God, because my wife was in here watching this event with me, but she never watches these with me. I just asked her, hey, you want to come watch this State of Play with me? I was so excited she couldn't resist. So she came in and watched it. And she was really amazed by some of the shit that she saw. And one of the things she told me, she kept laughing at me because I was like, oh my God, please don't say September. And then when it would say September, I just curl up in a ball, and she started laughing because she knows I'm not going to be able to buy all these games, let alone play them all, with limited time. But yeah, man. So I was so happy that they finally gave us a release date, a concrete release date, which is October 29th, the end of October. So I have some fucking breathing room between Wolverine before I get this game, because I was going to have to buy 2 games in 1 month. I thought I was going to get this and Wolverine, but thank God it's not coming out in September. And I get 6 weeks before I even have to think about buying another game, and that's cool. So that's a lot of time to get to play with Wolverine and finally be done with it by the time Phantom Blade Zero comes out, and then I'll have a little time to play Phantom Blade before GTA. So that worked out pretty good for your boy. Anyway, yes, Phantom Blade Zero, October 29th. Get ready. All right, now the last game on the list that they showed, guys, in my opinion, I heard, rumors that it was going to be a female protagonist in the next God of War game, and I kind of rolled my eyes, and I was like, what are they doing? And I, at the same time, had distrust brewing within inside me, and I just knew that, you know what? These guys aren't going to fuck this up. They're not going to drop the ball on this. The God of War franchise are just too good. They were both awesome experiences, and I'll never forget them. And I don't think they're going to leave us high and dry with this one either. And lo and behold, they have not, okay? Because this game, which is called God of War Le Fay, is to be announced. There's no release date. They're still, working hard on the game. So I'm guessing probably 2027 sometime, maybe late 2027 or early 2028. If I had to guess and put a time frame on this. But they had enough to show us some really cool shit. And you actually play as Faye or Frey. I can't remember her name. Faye, I think it's Faye. Okay, which is the wife of Kratos, and it's parallel. So the story is parallel to the events in God of War 1 and God of War 2. So when you remember in the first God of War game where Kratos and Atreus was, taking their, mother and wife to where she wanted to go, she wanted to be dropped off at. And this story is actually parallel from when she dies. So I guess in the mythology, when you die, there's a kind of a pit stop or hub, if you will, that's between heaven and hell, I guess. And that's where all the gods go when they die before they are able to move on. And apparently this is where she's at. And these events are taking place as the events are actually simultaneously going on in the world of Kratos and his son Atreus. So this stretches for an extended period of time, and you get to see what she's actually going through when Kratos and them are doing what they got to go do. So this is really smart, really dope breakdown of how all of this is going to run. And I cannot wait. Like, I'm gonna get a kick out of this game. Okay, looks good, graphics look great, and the actress who plays Faye is somebody I'm really fond of. You know, I forgot her name, but she plays in the Daredevil series. Okay, and she was also in Punisher. She had some. She played in Punisher's role. I really like her as a character. I don't know what it is about her, but I really liked her. I really resonated with her as a character, and she's a great actress. And she's gonna be playing this character, man. And I couldn't be happier. So really love her as the character. Love the role she's playing. These guys are killing it over here. And man, I'm so excited. That was pretty much your your Sony State of Play, man. And if you have not seen the trailer for this new God of War game, and you have any thoughts or any gripes maybe or worries, man, go watch this, and you should be you should definitely be your mind should be put at ease, because you definitely understand why Kratos married this woman. Okay, straight up. All right. But with that being said, that's going to do it for the end of this Sony State of Play. And now let's get on to the other part. And I want to talk about the Summer Game Fest, guys, 2026. This shit was crazy. This shit was crazy. They started off the chain. I'm going to take a sip of my, this is my smoothie that I made real quick. They started the fucking show off with Code Veronica. Everybody knew, okay? Most of us knew it was coming, but we had to see it with our very own eyes, and we finally have. Code Veronica is in development and is slated for 2027. So rest assured, Resident Evil fans, rejoice, it's here. Now, here's another banger. Alien Isolation 2. It's another game in the works. I don't remember seeing a release date, but I'm assuming 2027 at some point. Now, this third game, guys, I've mentioned this probably in the last month. I want to say I've mentioned this. And this game I've been waiting on for so fucking long. So long. One of my favorite developers of all time, goes by the name of, well, formerly goes by the name of Team Eco, and now they are Gen Design. If you're not familiar with this team, they were responsible for my favorite game of all time, Shadows of the Colossus. Okay. Eco as well, another classic. The Last Guardian, another one. I have the collector's edition of that. So I have all their games. I followed them throughout the years, love them dearly. Everything they make, I will buy. If there's a collector's edition of this game, I am buying it. But this game is called, it now has a name. It used to be called Project Robot, and it is now called Gen Atlas. There's a new trailer. It's not a very long one, maybe 1 minute. They keep it short and they keep it sweet. All right. They give us a little bit more what entails in the gameplay. And I'm going to do a deep dive on this because I want to go back and look at the trailer a few times, and I want to go watch some other content creators and see what they've gathered from this. Okay. But what I've gathered from this trailer is that you're some character, you're a warrior of some sort, maybe some sort of, I'm not going to say mercenary, but maybe a nomad. And you're on this planet and there's a bunch of giants. Okay. And you are a pilot of sorts, which you can actually pilot the heads of these things. So you can jump in the head, pilot it, find another desolate body that has no head, connect that piece to the head, and then you control the body, the entire thing. And apparently that has something to do with this world and how it moves around and things of that nature. And apparently also there's some sort of dark force that is trying to prohibit you from doing whatever you need to do. And so you need to jump from these different heads to different bodies for some reason. Like I said, they give us just enough to whet our appetite so we can ask more questions, right? So I didn't have time to dissect it like I would have liked to, but I definitely am. And one thing I'm also disappointed about, the last time we saw these guys with the I guess you can call it, when we first got the first trailer, this was a couple years back, and we haven't heard anything. So I was like, yo, what are these guys doing? How far are they? And we still don't have a release date window for this. Like, we didn't get anything 2027, 2028. We still don't know. Now, if you guys are familiar with Gen Design, you know they're synonymous with taking their goddamn time on fucking games. If you're not familiar with their last game, The Last Guardian, it was supposed to be a PlayStation 3 release, and it took so fucking long to develop that they had to go ahead and, I don't want to say if they scrapped it or not, but they went ahead and said, you know what, hold off on the 3. Let's let's move it to the 4. And so them having to get to know the hardware over there, I'm sure that put some time constraints on that, and it stretched it even further. I think it was like 8 years. It was a super long period of time before we saw the last game. So hopefully this doesn't happen again with the 5 to the 6. You know what I mean? Hopefully we're gonna get this for the 5, and I'm really hoping we get this 2027, man. I really do. But I'm sure we'll learn more. They felt that they had enough to show us, so if they showed us this, we shouldn't be that far from getting a release date, right? I don't know what I think. Tokyo Game Show's coming up. Hopefully during the Tokyo Game Show we get a release date window for this fucking game. But we'll go and see when that happens. Really excited about that game, and one of the ones I was most excited about. Okay, Stranger Than Heaven. This is another crazy one. This is by the same people who have done the Virtua Fighter series. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. But this is it's a strange game. It's a fighting combat game, but it's also infused with music. And music is the center point of this game. You got to go check it out. But they have a lot of special guests. Snoop Dogg with his bitch ass. He's in it. And what killed everybody at the end of the trailer was revealing that Tupac was actually in this goddamn game. Okay, could not believe it. Now I gotta play it because I'm a huge Tupac fan. I'm like, what the hell, man? So this is going to be a game that is going to definitely make it to the library. I don't know when, and I don't know when this is coming out. I want to say this is coming out 2027, early 2027. I want to say there was a release date or a window around here. I don't think it's coming out this year, but I could be wrong. I got to double check that and look that up. You guys are going to make me look that shit up now. Man, Stranger. Yeah, you're going to make me look it up right now. God damn it. Stranger Than Heaven release date. I got to look it up. Yeah, January 15th. I knew there was a release date. January 15th. Cool. So yeah, 2027 early. Probably going to pick that up because I don't think there's anything coming out in July. I mean, coming out in January right now. But, you know, they do a lot of releases between January and March. February has a shit ton of releases too. They tend to have some. So we'll see what happens. But everybody's trying to get the fuck out of the way of GTA. I understand that. And so I understand why this game's coming out then. But anyway, next game, Mortal Shell 2. There's an open beta that has stealth dropped. So if you guys, when you guys want to do the open beta, you can test it out. Mortal Shell 2 is out here for you, okay? Anyway, next game on the list, Black Flag. Black Flag is coming out in July, man. And Black Flag looks good. This is a game that I might go and I might do because I'm a huge damn, what is wrong with my brain right now? Okay. Assassin's Creed fan. I love Assassin's Creed, especially like the stuff they've done, the latter stuff, Shadows and Origins and all of these games, right? Valhalla and all that. I love those. But I've been watching a lot of gameplay on this game here. I've never played the original Black Flag. Never fucked with it, right? And this one looks fucking good. This one looks great, actually. And I may have to pick this one up at some point. This one looks great, but it's coming out July the 9th. And I'm really thinking about this one. So I'll see what else is on my plate, what's going on. I know there's Dragon Ball DLC coming out at some point. So, really looking forward to that. But we'll see, man. Speaking of Dragon Ball, I have just recently booted up Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And I forgot how awesome that game was. That game is still a fucking phenomenal game. Probably the best RPG Dragon Ball game I've played besides Attack of the Saiyans. And that's a completely different game. It's a turn-based game, Attack of the Saiyans is, and it's an older game. But this is a dope RPG. Okay? Me and my daughter, 5-year-old daughter, she's been playing it. And then me and my son actually played the Trunks DLC earlier today. And that shit is hard. Okay? We hit a wall. All right? I gotta figure out. I still don't know the controllers all the way. I'm just still getting used to that. But them androids are not to be trifled with. But that's another conversation. Anyway, let's move on. I want to talk about, man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. I remember them talking about this game being in the works, and they finally gave us a confirmation, a firm confirmation of it. We didn't get any gameplay or anything like that, but we do know it's in the works. And this is basically a game about the most recent and most popular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles story, about all the Ninja Turtles dying, and the last one being left. I think it was Michelangelo was the last one left, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. And it's savage. It's a savage world. This Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe is a savage one, and I'm here for it. I totally am. And so this game is going to be surrounding that story. So I can't wait to see what we finally get to when they show us some things. That's definitely going to be a buy for me. I can already tell you right now. I'm digging that shit. I'm a Raphael guy, but I love the Ninja Turtles. I grew up on them, and this story. I read the story when it first came out, and I just thought it was an awesome story. One of those dark tales, Anyway, next game on the list, Gundam Rogue Orbit. This one looked awesome as well. They just had a lot of dope games, man. This is a third-person action kind of mech style game. And me, if you guys know me and you've listened to me for some time, I love my mechs. I love my mech games. My favorite game on the Nintendo Switch is Daemon X Machina. I love it so much, I even bought it for the Steam Deck because I wanted it in 60 frames. Okay, I love mech games. That's just me. So if it's a good one out here, guys, even a bad one, I tend to give them chances. Okay. And this is one of those games that I'm going to be excited for. Don't know the release date yet, but it's in development. So I'll definitely keep my eyes on that one for sure. Next game on the list, Crossfire. This one is like a third person shooter, stealth, a mixture of all these things. You play two protagonists, two characters, one female, one male. The people who actually made the game broke it down and said that they're really, their favorite genre is my favorite genre, which is a single player, single player, third person type of action experience, and this is kind of the thing that they like. And it has a lot of those traits, and I'm excited for it just for that. And they showed us a lot of gameplay, a good amount. And so you can draw your conclusion on that. And I think this is going to be a good game. I think when I learn more, I will keep you guys posted. But this is definitely one going into the library when it does drop, though, for sure. Next game on the list, Star Wars Galactic Racer. Now, this game, I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I definitely appreciate the series, and I'm looking at it from a racer standpoint. And just for a racing game standpoint, if you're into any kind of racing games, period, this is still a game for you. Like if you like fast speed and just crazy shit, and it has a story mode. It also has a story mode. The story mode looks great as well. So this game looks awesome, man. I would definitely look into this one. But this one is no release date either yet, but I want to say it's got to be coming out the end of this year, early next year sometime, because I've been hearing about this game. Okay. Next game on this list, End of Abyss. This game, let me make sure I got it right. Yeah. This here, I want to say this is in a AAA studio. This is a AA studio, I think. But I remember seeing some light gameplay on this before. It's a survival game. You play like this space character, this astronaut type character, and you're on this ship. It looks like a giant ship, and things are trying to kill you. Okay. I'm gonna look more into this game because I'm definitely gonna be doing some content on this, because this is one that really caught my eye. I'm definitely buying this. I don't know when it's coming out. I'm gonna find out what it's coming out on. I may be able to get away with playing this on a Steam Deck. I doubt it, but I don't know. But if I have to, fuck it, I'll get it PS5. I don't care. It's awesome, man. It's one of those games that, every AAA game, every double A game, doesn't have to, be a AAA game, guys. For me, it's just, what does the game offer? How does the game make you feel? And there are plenty of games that aren't AAA games that I could play to this day, like Attack of the Saiyans, which is a Nintendo DS game, like a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which is a Nintendo game, okay, or like a Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, which is a Nintendo 64 game. These are games that I play throughout the year, all the time, and I can play them for hours, and I never get tired of them, okay? So this game looks like one of those games for me. Another game on the list. Oh man, this is probably my most anticipated game A most anticipated fighting game that I can think of, pretty or game period. I'll just say it. I mean, what other game? Is there anything else that I'm besides Gen Atlas? This is probably the one. This is probably the one for me, and this is Virtual Fighter Crossroads. We finally got a name for it. Virtual Fighter Crossroads, guys. So Virtual Fighter have gotten together, and they have given us not just a fighting game, but they have given us a fighting game with a story now. Okay, this is a story, and it surrounds, I think it's 4 characters. So you get to play and live through 4 characters in their lens and see what they go through. And they're all unique characters. And apparently they're all new characters to the Virtual Fighter universe as well. They're revamping this shit. Get ready to see Virtual Fighter at all the fighting events, at all the Evos, guys. It's coming. Okay. It's a simplified button layout, and they've always been this way, but with complicated controls or deeper control with deep controls, right? So you can go as light as you want as a casual, or you can kind of get very intricate in there, and you can go a little bit deeper. And this is what this game, Virtual Fighter, offers you. Okay, and so I just love what they've done with the story. Go check out this trailer. It's a nice, lengthy trailer. You won't be sorry. And the character they're showing us right now, he looks to be a very cool character, and I'm really anxious to see some of these other characters. And I hope we get some origin stuff on these other characters, man. Because I have one character I got my eye on as far as one of the characters in here. So I'm anxious to see what these guys are going to do. But yeah, man, I mean, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this game in the general, because they just do it. Sega is just so you got to love Sega, man. You got to. I know I do. And I love Virtua Fighter. And so a lot of people are excited about this game. I am as well. The engine that they have right now looks awesome. It looks sick. And I can't wait, man. I love the knockouts that they give us and present us with. We don't have a release date on this either. And what's kind of sad is, man, where's the window for this? I'm assuming and I'm hoping 2027. It's got to be 2027. Got to be 2027. Matter of fact, I'm going to go check. I'm going to pull this up one last time. Let's see. Virtual Fighter release date. Let's see. They saying it's officially coming and it's slated for 2027. That's all we know, guys. So, like I said, as long as it's coming out, there's going to be some bangers in 2027 too. So the cool thing about being a gaming fan is that there's always something around the corner. So that's awesome. I can't wait for this game. Probably my most anticipated game. This game here is when I will probably launch the fighting game channel, guys. I might do a little something before then, gearing up for that shit, but this is a game that I definitely want to put over there. Yeah, can't wait. Anyway, let's move on. Star Wars Zero Company. Now, if you're familiar with the games, the I want to say, what's the word that I'm using? The tactical games, right? The turn-based tactical games. Then this might be up your alley, because that's what this Star Wars game is. And it looks to be pretty promising. I see a lot of people that are going to be playing this. I definitely know a lot of people are going to be playing this. I'll eventually probably pick this up and play it. Those strategy games are something else, though, man. Not for the weak at heart. You got to play chess, not checkers, with these type of games. And every move could be your last move. So if you're into those type of games, then this may be the one for you. All right. Let's see what's next on here. Oh, a lot of people have been talking about this one. The Blood of Daywalker. Okay, it's a vampire game. Looks pretty dope. Looks like you can do some pretty cool shit here. It's an action kind of semi-open world game, story driven. And a lot of people are talking about this one. I think this one is coming out. I want to say this one's coming out at the end of this year or early next year. Like I said, a lot of these games I didn't put the release dates on, guys, but I'll circle back. But this is definitely a dope game that a lot of people have been talking about. So definitely check out The Blood of Daywalker. Next is a game that's called Gothic Remake. I don't know why I wrote this down. I wrote it down for a reason. I cannot remember this game or why it resonated with me. But it did. It had to, because I wrote it down. I'm going to have to come back to that one. Gothic Remake. Let me see. Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm. Gothic Remake. Okay, yeah, this is a RPG. Okay, yeah, it's an RPG. Yeah, a ground up remake of the 2001 RPG classic Gothic, developed by Alchemia Interactive and published by THQ Nordic. Love that company. Released on July 5th, 2026. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Released on June 5th, 2026 for PC and PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Wait a minute, June? That means saying it's out right now. Anyway, I think that's wrong. Anyway, moving on. That was a game. I put it there because it looked cool, and it does actually look cool. So I have to come back to that one. Monster Hunter is getting another DLC, guys. Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance. They're getting another DLC. It's supposed to be coming out in 2027 at some point. And all you Monster Hunter fans who played Wilds, you're gonna probably, be rubbing your hands together like Birdman. I know my best friend loves these games here, and so he'll be looking forward to that as well. But that's on the way. We only got 2 games left. One of them is Stellar Blade Blood Rain. We have a sequel to Stellar Blade. This one takes place in the same universe as Stellar Blade, but different characters. And it looks dope, man. They're in the city this time, and it looks good, man. Really looking forward to this one as well. They really have themselves something, man, with that franchise there. It's a very popular franchise, and hell, the engine they're using, hey man, chef's kiss, kudos. Okay, and I'm not just talking about because how fine the protagonists are in these games, but anyway, that's a whole nother conversation for another story. But yeah, be looking forward to that Stellar Blade Blood Rain, or Blood Drain, however you want to pronounce it. And it's coming 2027-ish probably. There's no release date on this one, but I'm assuming late 2027. I don't know how long they've been working on it. It could be 2028. It could spill over there depending on what's going on. But that's that. And last but not least, let's get on with the final piece of the puzzle. Let's go and hit you guys with the Final Fantasy VII, the last installment, okay, of the piece, the vast piece of the puzzle, guys. They are finally bringing this out in the spring of 2027. So everybody looking forward to that last Final Fantasy piece. Okay, it's coming in the spring of 2027. When is spring, man? Spring 2027. Spring months. Okay, yeah. So a year from now. Well, no. I didn't say March, April, and May. Okay, so somewhere around after the first quarter, you know what I mean, second quarter 2027. So they're pretty much done with what they got, and I'm sure they've been done for a while. When they were working on all the other ones previously, they kept going, right? They kept going. So most of the assets, all that stuff was already done, and they're just putting the pieces together now, and they just try to find a good release date time window and try to allow everybody else to get the other ones first as well, because apparently the other 2 are on sale right now. And I have a friend who, has been waiting for all 3 of them to come out before he played the whole thing. And he was saying that, he thought it was pretty sleazy of them to put them out the way that they have. But in fairness, I guess these games are so huge that they could be their own standalone pieces and parts. So that kind of makes sense as well. Imagine them trying to put all 3 of these out. They technically could. They could upcharge a little bit more and say, hey, this is a triple disc or a double disc or whatever this is. What they used to do kind of back in the day. They could have did the same thing. It would have been unprecedented, but they could have done it. And they may do that in the future at some other point. I think they're eventually, come on, guys, if we're smart enough, we know that one day this is coming to the PlayStation 6, right? Or even the PlayStation 5, all 3 games together. You know what I mean? As one whole thing. They're waiting to do that. So I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to buy this. I think the games are awesome. I'm going to wait till they come out with everything and I can get it all for one fucking price. That's what I'll eventually end up buying that and play the whole thing. So with that being said, that's the end of the show, man. I mean, they were dropping bangers. Okay, everywhere I turned around, there were bangers, especially the summer game fest. They killed it, man. So very happy to be a part of that. Very happy to be a gamer. So excited. So many things coming up now. Oh man. Now there were some shit that weren't shown. Like I was looking forward to the DLC of the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC. That didn't drop. A lot of other games people were talking about, they didn't show. There were some games that people wanted to see. that didn't get shown, and for whatever reason, I don't know why they didn't get shown. No GTA, no, that wasn't shown. You would think that they would give us some sort of something for that, even though the game is not too far off. We didn't get any of that, so I don't know, man. I would love to know what you guys thought. What games didn't get shown? What games were you guys looking forward to seeing but didn't come out and we didn't get? I can't think of any right now that come to mind. But I'm sure there are some games out here that we were looking forward to and we just didn't hear from. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for watching, listening, streaming, however you consume this podcast. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And we do this same bad time, same bad channel, guys. Mondays. You can check us out in the mornings, usually every week. And on YouTube, you can check us out every Wednesday. Okay, we'll be here. I usually do the videos on the weekend, and then the podcast on the weekend, and I upload them for Monday, and then I upload usually Tuesday night for Wednesday on YouTube. So you can check me out there, and I will see you guys. I want to thank you one last time, tell you guys I love you very much, and I'll see you guys next week. This is your boy Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. See you next time.